On January 20th, Trump's first day of being president, he signed an executive order called Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI Programs and Preferencing. And when it came out that DEI was being attacked, we still thought that we were safe because we oversaw all of the disability work at the CDC, and disability has always been bipartisan. My office at the CDC works on programs, research, anything that we can do to ensure that the population of Americans who have disabilities are not experiencing overdependency and non-productivity. So by taking preventative measures, we're able to save the US economy billions of dollars in unnecessary expenses. Our data is covering the broadest population possible in order to capture the bigger picture of disability as a demographic. And what we're trying to do now is recognize that disability does not equate to poor health. One of the most frustrating things is that the words diversity, equity, inclusion, they are all necessary words for us to use. Even the word bias, which has become, one of those dirty words, you have to use the word bias in research because you have to acknowledge bias and account for it through statistical analysis. You can't have disability without diversity because there are so many different types of disabilities, and you get into intersectionality, which is also a word that we're not supposed to use anymore. But all that means is that somebody with a disability is also Black, is also an immigrant. We're trying to make sure that care is equitable because equity is efficient. In January or February, they ordered everyone to come back to the office. A lot of people who worked in disability at the CDC are disabled and depended on telework agreements. That entire office that was dealing with reasonable accommodations was fired. With the Americans with Disabilities Act, you had protections to fight back. You had people who are on your side, and now those people are fired. We're just gonna go back decades. One of the first signs that I saw that we were in trouble was when some people in Tesla outfits walked out of someone's office and said, "We just did updates to your computer." And I went up to her later and I said, "There's nothing wrong with your computer, is there?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Should I report this?" And she said, "I'm not sure yet because we're not sure who to trust anymore." The next day, many more people were added to the DEI watch list. And it included many people that I worked with. The list included the names and pictures of anyone who they deemed as being too diverse or too equitable or too inclusive. They mostly just included the Black people. And now, whenever we're at work, it feels like we're being watched. I came to the CDC with so much passion. My job is about the populations that I want to serve and protect. It's about the dedication that I have to the CDC mission and to the oath that federal workers take. That's supposed to be bipartisan, it's supposed to be unbiased. I never wanted to be involved in any kind of media or anything. I just wanted to do science.